You know, you can come in if you like. Welcome to my gallery, our gallery. This is where I spend 7 days a week, most weeks. You want to have a look around? This is everything here I've made, other than what's in this cabinet here, which is special work by people I've taught or people I work with. They've come and given me something to say thank you for me teaching them or working with them. Anyway, have a look around. Everything here is handmade and made in my studio out there. I'm doing what's called lamp work today, or flame working, commonly called flame work. And I teach people. People come here for lessons. They want to learn, try to learn what I do. Anyway, this is my partner Lindsay over here. Lindsay's a very important part of what we do here. She talks to people and I sit out there in my studio blowing glass, making things, interacting with people. They ask me questions, but then all the other bit happens out here where Lindsay we make coffee and tea and biscuits and whatever happens there, and they get a good experience. We make good tea, good coffee. Using my glass teapots, why it's called Glass Teapot Cafe. So in these 4 shelves here are sample wine glasses that I've made over many years, probably over 30, 35 years. And I've kept one as a record of what I've made. If people want something out of there, they pick out what they want. We talk about what it is, the shape, the colour, or something like that. And then if they order it, I'll remake it for them. Lindsay makes glass beads and turns them into like a necklace, something like this, which is nice, all the same size, and a pair of earrings to go with it. Whereas my specialty is in blowing glass, of course, and so I make something like this, which is hollow. It's for hollow beads, and all different ones. These are ones I've made over a period of time when I'm teaching people. And I end up with lots of odd beads, so we sit down and work out which they fit together, make it into a necklace. And it's nice and light, it doesn't weigh anything. So I've been making teapots for about 35 years. When I first started making them, because I'm a very practical person, they had to work properly. So I worked out how to make a teapot and pour and a spout so it doesn't dribble. How you put the lid on with a tag behind it, like that near the handle, and you can tip it up, it doesn't fall off. These days, if people break a lid, they often kind of send me a phone call or something and say, can you make me a lid to fit my teapot? And I can make a new lid and send it to them and it fits. I had to make sure the whole size, and I could repeat the size, so I had to make a special tool for that. So I could do that. But anyway, they're a winner in the gallery here because people want a cup of tea, they get their tea in one of our little handmade teapots. There you go. These are candelabras. They're a glass candle. They've got a fiberglass wick inside them. Fiberglass because it doesn't burn away. Fill it full of lamp oil and you light the wick. You never need to have another problem with wax on your candles. Normally they used to be cotton and you had to keep on replacing the cotton wick. And I kind of had this idea about fiberglass and see if it had to work. And so that's what you do. Light it like that and it burns. It doesn't smoke, very good quality oil, lamp oil. Okay, put that down there. Would you like to follow me out to my workshop and I'll kind of maybe I could do something, entertain you. At the present moment, I'm working on making little things like this, port pipes. It's something I thought up 1976, pair of glasses. I've got to put my glass blowing glasses on. These are special lenses. They take out the yellow flare in the flame and put the fire on. This is a special glass blowing burner. It's propane and oxygen. The flame's about 2000 degrees C. I'm going to just join that together. And this is special glass, so it handles the temperature. So it works well for my teapots because you can put boiling water in them and they don't crack. So most things start this way. I pulled out a bit of glass like that, and whether it could make a little funnel or a port pipe, or it could also make a top of a wine glass or something like that anyway. But most things start this way. Just got to. The glass blowing is a 7-year apprenticeship. When they talk about apprenticeships as either be a plumber or electrician. With glass blowing like this, it's a 7-year apprenticeship. So I'm getting the glass hot enough to stretch it. This is a carburetor stove for sharpening knives or chisels or something like that. And I have to cut the end open so I can blow into it. So I'm drawing a pattern on the outside. Now they're only lightly stuck on, so I have to remelt the glass now to join them in properly, otherwise they'll crack. I don't want them to disappear. I want them just still to be proud on the surface, but joined in properly. Just check. Yep, that's right. I set the size because I want to be able to repeat it. We have to pack them in boxes and things like that, and they've got to be all the same size so they all pack all right. So they fit. I've got to put feet on it next. When I join this on here, I have to blow into it to shape the join so that it doesn't crack. So I used to be a scientific glass blower. This is how I basically learnt what I do today. I learnt to work with glass. So I used to make burattes and pipettes and condensers and things like that in a family business in Sydney. And I ran the business for many years. And then I kind of got interested in making glass, which took me to building furnaces and making, glass from sand and soda ash and borax and barium and stuff like that, That took me overseas to Sweden to study. I'm talking in the 1970s, a long while ago now, where there was nowhere in Australia to learn in those days. There is today. So I did that type of work for about 15 years. I ended up in Sweden at Orifice Glass Factory, where the government ran a glass blowing school in the factory. And I was very fortunate to get a position to study there. So I spent 6 months there learning how to do that type of work that way. And in Australia I ran a furnace and did that for about 15 years, but the cost of doing it was really high. Gas costs, $2,000 a month gas bill, that kind of sorts you out. And so I went back to my lamp working or skills, but instead of making pipettes and burettes and those type of things, I started making wine glasses and candelabras and other types of things. Right. So there we have a little port pipe, something like that. And a finished one, that's a finished one. And I'll take a little cutter, a tungsten cutter, and scratch it, wet it, break it off, flame polish at the edge so it's not sharp, won't cut your lip, and there you have it, a little port pipe. The reason why they're this size is that they hold about 30 mils, and that's the size of a nip. That's what I do most days, sitting here, besides what I make out there. What I find is interesting is people want to buy something that is functional, can use, and they buy gifts for other people, often coming in and saying, oh, I've got a wedding coming up, or I want some wine glasses for the wedding couple, or a special occasion, maybe a 50th wedding anniversary or something like that, and they'll look around my gallery and then we talk about what's out there, what I could make for them. So it's something that gives value. Not only is it made by hand, they've got a story to tell, where it's made, who made it, and it gives it value. Anyway, that's my story.